Hi, my name is Caroline Dunn, personal trainer, nutrition coach and yoga teacher, bringing you strength in mind, body and spirit. Today we're going to work through some sun salutation Bs. So you need just yourself and the mat, although a pair of blocks may make this practice more comfortable for you. So let's get started. We're going to start at the top of the mat. So if you make your way there and bring your feet to about hip distance, you may like to just center yourself across all four corners of your feet. And then as you find that balance across those four corners, soften your knees slightly, bring your hands through to heart center. And if you're comfortable with your balance here, then you might close into the eyes. And we'll begin our practice with 3 grounding breaths. On your next breath in, take a long inhale through your nose. And then a slow, smooth exhale through your mouth. And again, breathe in through the nose. And an exhale through the mouth. One more time, breathe in. And exhale through the mouth. Now return your breath to in and out through your nose. And if your eyes were closed, blinking them open now. As you take your next breath in, lift your arms up to the sky with the palms facing inwards, little fingers turned in, Urdhva Hastasana. As you next exhale, sink your hips back and down, chair pose, Utkatasana. Now keep a lift of the lower belly here. There is in between the arms. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Lift your hips, bend your knees, let your torso pour forwards. Breath in, lift up halfway. Draw your hands onto your thighs or your shins as you press your shoulders away from you. As you exhale, fold, bend your knees enough to plant your hands down onto the earth and take a big step back. High plank at the back of your mat. As you next exhale, lower your knees to the earth and one strong straight line as you move onto your belly. Bring your hands either side of your face, and as you next breathe in, no weight through the hands as you lift just a rib or 2 away, baby cobra. As you exhale, draw yourself back down to the earth. Inhale, press through tabletop. Tuck your toes, and as you exhale, downward facing dog. Your next breath in, lift your right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, take a big step forward with your right foot to in between your hands at the top of the mat. Now, if your foot doesn't quite make it, that's absolutely fine. Draw a hand onto that ankle and then encourage it forwards. Take your gaze out, and as you take your next breath in, rise up, high lunge. Now, your high lunge is a modified warrior 1. If you would prefer to practice a traditional warrior 1, then stack the back foot in a little bit so you can ground your back heel down. Your left toes are still pointing to the top left-hand corner of the mat, with the bend in the right leg with the knees stacked over the heel. So wherever you are, back heel grounded or back heel lifted. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back to frame your front foot. Next breath in, sweep to the right leg back, high plank. As you exhale, knees up or down, one strong straight line to move onto your belly. You can repeat the baby cobra from before, or this time, draw your hands underneath the shoulders so you can see your fingertips. And as you breathe in, press through your hands to lift the chest up. Soften the glutes, draw the shoulder blades onto the back body. As you exhale, lower the chest to the earth. Inhale through tabletop, tuck your toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. As you take your next breath in, left leg lifts up towards the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, big step forwards with the left foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. Keep your back heel lifted or step it in to ground it down. And inhale, rise up, high lunge, modified Virabhadrasana 1. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, hands return to the earth to frame your front foot. Set your left foot back to meet your right high plank at the back of the mat. Exhale, knees up or down as you bring a strong straight line onto your belly. As you take your breath in, rise up through the back bend, cobra. As you exhale, ripple your heart back down to the earth. Inhale through tabletop. Tuck your toes and exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to stay in a downward facing dog for about 5 breaths. If you'd like to take the weight off, if you'd prefer child's pose, then bring your knees back down to the mat and sink your hips back. So wherever you are, 4 more breaths. Remember, in your downward facing dog, you do not have to press your heels down. The heels can stay lifted, the knees bend, so you create lots of lovely length in your spine. 1 more breath. And then if you were in a child's pose, make your way back to a downward facing dog. As you next inhale, lift your heels as high as they'll go, bend your knees and look to your hands. As you exhale, walk, step or hop forwards, forward fold at the top of the mat. Soften the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, fold. As you take a breath in, sweep your arms up as you sit back. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift the lower belly. And as you exhale, rise to stand at the top of the mat. And again, inhale, arms sweep to the sky. We'll move 1 breath. As you exhale, sit back, chair pose. Breath in through chair pose, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Exhale, knees up or down, 1 strong straight line onto the belly. As you take your breath in, rise through your back bend. Exhale, ripple back down. Inhale through tabletop, tuck the toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Next breath in, right leg lift to the sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, big step forwards with your right foot to in between the hands at the top of the mat. Breath in, rise up, high lunge or your warrior 1. Soften the shoulders, exhale, return your hands to frame the front foot. Inhale, right leg sweeps back, high plank. And then exhale to vinyasa, 1 strong straight line as you come onto your belly. Breath in, lifts through the back bend. Exhale, bringing yourself back down. Inhale through tabletop, tuck your toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift your left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, and step that left foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. Your next breath in, rise up to your high lunge or warrior 1. As you exhale, bring your hands back down to the earth, framing the front foot. Inhale, left leg sweeps back, high plank. Exhale, knees up or down as you lower. Breath in, shine the heart forwards through the back bend. And exhale, bringing yourself back down. Inhale through tabletop, and as you exhale, either find your way to a downward facing dog or bring yourself to a child's pose, knees down together or apart, and sink your hips in your chest. 5 breaths wherever you are, rooting, grounding, connecting to that natural rise and fall within you. And one more breath. And then if you were in a child pose, making your way back to a downward facing dog. Meeting in our downward facing dog, as you take your next breath in, lift your heels, bend your knees and look to your hands. As you exhale, walk, step or hop it forwards, forward fold at the top of the mat. Breath in, sweep the arms high, sink the hips low, chair pose, lift the lower belly. And as you exhale, rise through to stand, hands come through to heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, forward fold. This time as you make your way to your forward fold, cross one leg behind the other, and then with your hands, bend your knees, guide yourself all the way back onto your bum. And I'll meet you in a comfortable seated position, hands into the lap or onto the legs, closing into the eyes and finding a final couple of breaths together as one. So breathing in through the nose and letting it go out the mouth. Breathing in and letting go. Bringing the hands through to heart center and sending some gratitude towards yourself for taking a little bit of time out of your day to be with your mind and your body. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.